Narrated by Abdullah. A man said, O Allah's Messenger, peace be upon him, which sin is the greatest in Allah's sight? The Prophet, peace be upon him, said, to set up a rival unto Allah, though He alone created you. The man said, what is next? The Prophet, peace be upon him, said, to kill your son lest he should share your food with you. The man said, what is next? The Prophet said, to commit illegal sexual intercourse with the wife of your neighbor. So Allah revealed in confirmation of this narration, and those who invoke not with Allah any other God, nor kill such life as Allah has forbidden except for just cause, nor commit illegal sexual intercourse, and whoever does this shall receive the punishment. Surah 25 verse 68. Narrated by Ibn Umar. Allah's Messenger, peace be upon him, said, a faithful believer remains at liberty regarding his religion unless he kills somebody unlawfully. Narrated by Abdullah bin Umar. One of the evil deeds with bad consequence from which there is no escape for the one who is involved in it is to kill someone unlawfully. Narrated by Abdullah. The Prophet, peace be upon him, said, the first cases to be decided among the people, on the day of resurrection, will be those of bloodshed. Narrated by Al-Miqdad bin Amr al-Kindi. An ally of Bani Zurayh who took part in the battle of Badr with the Prophet, that he said, O Allah's Apostle, if I meet an unbeliever and we have a fight, and he strikes my hand with the sword and cuts it off, and then takes refuge from me under a tree, and says, I have surrendered to Allah, means embraced Islam, may I kill him after he has said so? Allah's Messenger, peace be upon him, said, do not kill him. Al-Miqdad said, but O Allah's Messenger, peace be upon him, he had chopped off one of my hands and he said that after he had cut it off, may I kill him? The Prophet, peace be upon him, said, do not kill him, for if you kill him, he would be in the position in which you had been before you kill him, and you would be in the position in which he was before he said the sentence. The Prophet, peace be upon him, also said to Al-Miqdad, if a faithful believer conceals his faith Islam from the disbelievers, and then when he declares his Islam, you kill him, you will be sinful. Remember that you were also concealing your faith Islam at Mecca before. Narrated by Abdullah. The Prophet, peace be upon him, said, no human being is killed unjustly, but a part of responsibility for the crime is laid on the first son of Adam who invented the tradition of killing, murdering, on the earth. It is said that he was Kabil. Narrated by Abdullah bin Umar. The Prophet, peace be upon him, said, after me, means after my death, do not become disbelievers, by striking, cutting, the necks of one another. Narrated by Abu Zur'a bin Amr bin Jarir. The Prophet, peace be upon him, said during Hajjat al-Wada, let the people be quiet and listen to me. After me, do not become disbelievers, by striking, cutting, the necks of one another. Narrated by Abdullah bin Amr. The Prophet, peace be upon him, said, Al-Kabir, means the biggest sins are, to join others, as partners, in worship with Allah, to be undutiful to one's parents, or said, to take a false oath. The sub-narrator, Shuba, is not sure. Mu'ad said, Shuba said, Al-Kabir, the biggest sins, are, 1. Joining others as partners in worship with Allah, 2. To take a false oath, 3. And to be undutiful to one's parents, or said, to murder someone unlawfully. Narrated by Anas bin Malik. The Prophet, peace be upon him, said, the biggest of Al-Kabir, the great sins, are, 1. To join others as partners in worship with Allah, 2. To murder a human being, 3. To be undutiful to one's parents, 4. And to make a false statement, or said, to give a false witness. Narrated by Usama bin Zayd bin Haritha. Allah's Messenger peace be upon him sent us to fight against Al-Huraka, one of the sub-tribes, of Juhana. We reached those people in the morning and defeated them. A man from the Ansar and I chased one of their men, and when we attacked him, he said, "None has the right to be worshipped but Allah." The Ansari refrained from killing him, but I stabbed him with my spear till I killed him. When we reached Medina, this news reached the Prophet. He said to me, "O Usama, you killed him after he had said, 'None has the right to be worshipped but Allah.'" I said, "O Allah's Messenger peace be upon him." He said so in order to save himself. The Prophet peace be upon him said, "You killed him after he had said, 'None has the right to be worshipped but Allah.'" The Prophet peace be upon him kept on repeating that statement till I wished I had not been a Muslim before that day. Narrated by Ubaydah bin As-Samat. I was among those Naqib selected leaders who gave the pledge of allegiance to Allah's Messenger peace be upon him. We gave the oath of allegiance, that we would not join partners in worship besides Allah, would not steal, would not commit illegal sexual intercourse, would not kill a life which Allah has forbidden, would not commit robbery, would not disobey Allah and His Apostle, and if we fulfilled this pledge we would have paradise, but if we committed any one of these sins, then our case will be decided by Allah. Narrated by Abdullah. The Prophet peace be upon him said, "Whoever carries arms against us, is not from us." Narrated by Al-Anaf bin Qais. I went to help that man, means Ali, and on the way I met Abu Bakr, who asked me, "Where are you going?" I replied, "I am going to help that man." He said, "Go back, for I heard Allah's Messenger peace be upon him saying, 'If two Muslims meet each other with their swords, then both the killer and the killed one are in the hell fire.'" I said, "O Allah's Messenger peace be upon him, it is all right for the killer, but what about the killed one?" He said, "The killed one was eager to kill his opponent." Narrated by Anas bin Malik. A Jew crushed the head of a girl between two stones, and the girl was asked, "Who has done that to you, so and so or so and so?" Some names were mentioned for her, till the name of that Jew was mentioned, whereupon she agreed. The Jew was brought to the Prophet peace be upon him, and the Prophet peace be upon him kept on questioning him till he confessed, whereupon his head was crushed with stones. Narrated by Anas bin Malik. A girl wearing ornaments went out at Medina. Somebody struck her with a stone. She was brought to the Prophet peace be upon him while she was still alive. Allah's Messenger peace be upon him asked her, "Did such and such a person strike you?" She raised her head, denying that. He asked her a second time, saying, "Did so and so strike you?" She raised her head, denying that. He said for the third time, "Did so and so strike you?" She lowered her head, agreeing. Allah's Messenger peace be upon him then sent for the killer and killed him between two stones. Narrated by Abdullah. Allah's Messenger peace be upon him said, "The blood of a Muslim who confesses that none has the right to be worshipped but Allah and that I am his apostle, cannot be shed except in three cases: in qisas for murder, a married person who commits illegal sexual intercourse, and the one who reverts from Islam apostate and leaves the Muslims." Narrated by Anas. A Jew killed a girl so that he may steal her ornaments. He struck her with a stone, and she was brought to the Prophet peace be upon him while she was still alive. The Prophet peace be upon him asked her, "Did such and such person strike you?" She gestured with her head, expressing denial. He asked her for the second time, and she again gestured with her head, expressing denial. When he asked her for the third time, she beckoned, "Yes." So the Prophet peace be upon him killed him the Jew with 2 stones. Narrated by Abu Huraira. In the year of the conquest of Mecca, the tribe of Huzah killed a man from the tribe of Bamlath in revenge for a killed person belonging to them in the pre-Islamic period of ignorance. So Allah's apostle got up saying, Allah held back the army having elephants from Mecca, but he let his apostle and the believers overpower the infidels of Mecca. Beware! Mecca is a sanctuary. Verily, fighting in Mecca was not permitted for anybody before me, nor will it be permitted for anybody after me. It was permitted for me only for a while, an hour or so of that day. No doubt, it is at this moment a sanctuary. Its thorny shrubs should not be uprooted, its trees should not be cut down, and its locket of fallen things should not be picked up except by the one who would look for its owner. And if somebody is killed, his closest relative has the right to choose one of 2 things, means either the blood money or retaliation by having the killer killed. Then a man from Yemen, called Abu Shah, stood up and said, "Write that for me, O Allah's Messenger peace be upon him." Allah's Messenger peace be upon him said, to his companions, "Write that for Abu Shah." Then another man from Quraysh got up, saying, "O Allah's Messenger peace be upon him. Accept al-idkar, a special kind of grass, as we use it in our houses and for graves." Allah's Messenger peace be upon him said, "Accept al-idkar." Narrated by Ibn Abbas, for the children of Israel the punishment for crime was al-qisas only, means, the law of equality in punishment, and the payment of blood money was not permitted as an alternate. But Allah said to this nation, Muslims, O believers, the law of retaliation is set for you in cases of murder, a free man for a free man, a slave for a slave, and a female for a female. But if the offender is pardoned by the victim's guardian, then blood money should be decided fairly and payment should be made courteously. This is a concession and a mercy from your Lord. But whoever transgresses after that will suffer a painful punishment. Surah 2 verse 178. Ibn Abbas added, remission, forgiveness, in this verse, means to accept the blood money in an intentional murder. Ibn Abbas added, the verse, then the relatives should demand blood money in a reasonable manner. Surah 2 verse 178, means that the demand should be reasonable, and it is to be compensated with handsome gratitude. Narrated by Ibn Abbas. The Prophet peace be upon him said, the most hated persons to Allah are 3, 1, a person who deviates from the right conduct, means an evildoer, in the haram, sanctuaries of Mecca and Medina. 2, a person who seeks that the traditions of the pre-Islamic period of ignorance, should remain in Islam. 3, and a person who seeks to shed somebody's blood without any right. Narrated by Aisha. The pagans were defeated on the day of the Battle of Uhud. Satan shouted among the people on the day of Uhud, O Allah's worshippers! Beware of what is behind you. So the front file of the army attacked the back files, mistaking them for the enemy till they killed Al-Yaman. Hudhaifa bin Al-Yaman shouted, my father! My father! But they killed him. Hudhaifa said, may Allah forgive you. The narrator added, some of the defeated pagans fled till they reached Taif. Narrated by Anas bin Malik. A Jew crushed the head of a girl between 2 stones. It was said to her, who has done this to you, such and such person, such and such person? When the name of the Jew was mentioned, she nodded with her head, agreeing. So the Jew was brought and he confessed. The Prophet peace be upon him ordered that his head be crushed with the stones. Hammam said, with 2 stones. Narrated by Anas bin Malik. The Prophet peace be upon him killed a Jew for killing a girl in order to take her ornaments. Narrated by Aisha. We poured medicine into the mouth of the Prophet peace be upon him during his ailment. He said, "Don't pour medicine into my mouth." We thought he said that, out of the aversion a patient usually has for medicines. When he improved and felt better he said, "There is none of you but will be forced to drink medicine, except Al-Abbas, for he did not witness your deed." Narrated by Abu Huraira. That he heard Allah's Messenger peace be upon him saying, "We Muslims are the last to come but will be the foremost on the day of resurrection." And added, "If someone is peeping looking secretly into your house without your permission, and you throw a stone at him and destroy his eyes, there will be no blame on you." Narrated by Yahya. Humayd said, "A man peeped into the house of the Prophet peace be upon him, and the Prophet peace be upon him aimed an arrowhead at him to hit him. I asked, 'Who told you that?' He said, 'Anas bin Malik." Narrated by Aisha. When it was the day of the battle of Uhud, the pagans were defeated. Then Satan shouted, "O Allah's worshippers! Beware of what is behind you." So the front files attacked the back files of the army. Hudhaifa looked, and behold, there was his father, Al-Yaman being attacked. He shouted, to his companions, "O Allah's worshippers, my father, my father." But by Allah, they did not stop till they killed him, means Hudhaifa's father. Hudhaifa said, "May Allah forgive you." Your way said, Hudhaifa continued asking Allah's forgiveness for the killer of his father till he died. Narrated by Salama. We went out with the Prophet peace be upon him to Khaybar. A man from the companions said, "O Emir, let us hear some of your huda, camel-driving songs." So he sang some of them, means a lyric in harmony with the camel's walk. The Prophet peace be upon him said, "Who is the driver of these camels?" They said, "Emir." The Prophet said, "May Allah bestow his mercy on him." The people said, "O Allah's Messenger peace be upon him! Would that you let us enjoy his company longer." Then Emir was killed the following morning. The people said, "The good deeds of Emir are lost as he has killed himself." I returned at the time while they were talking about that. I went to the Prophet peace be upon him, and said, "O Allah's Prophet! Let my father be sacrificed for you." The people claim that Emir's good deeds are lost. The Prophet peace be upon him said, "Whoever says so is a liar, for Emir will have a double reward as he exerted himself to obey Allah and fought in Allah's cause. No other way of killing would have granted him greater reward." Narrated by Imran bin Husayn. A man bit another man's hand and the latter pulled his hand out of his mouth by force, causing 2 of his incisors' teeth to fall out. They submitted their case to the Prophet, who said, "One of you bit his brother as a male camel bites. Go away, there is no diya, blood money, for you." Narrated by Yala. I went out in one of the Ghazwah and a man bit another man and as a result, an incisor tooth of the former was pulled out. The Prophet peace be upon him cancelled the case. Narrated by Anas. The daughter of a Nadr slapped a girl and broke her incisor tooth. They, the relatives of that girl, came to the Prophet peace be upon him and he gave the order of Qisas, equality in punishment. Narrated by Ibn Abbas. The Prophet peace be upon him said, "This and this are the same." He meant the little finger and the thumb. Ibn Umar said, a boy was assassinated. Umar said, "If all the people of Sana'a took part in the assassination I would kill them all." Al-Mughira bin Hakim said that his father said, 4 persons killed a boy, and Umar said, "As above." Abu Bakr ibn Az-Zubair, Ali, and Suwaid bin Mukaran gave the judgment of al-Qisas, equality in punishment, in cases of slapping. And Umar carried out al-Qisas for a strike with a stick. And Ali carried out al-Qisas for 3 lashes with a whip. And Shurayh carried out for 1 last and for scratching. Narrated by Aisha. We poured medicine into the mouth of Allah's Messenger peace be upon him during his illness, and he pointed out to us intending to say, "Don't pour medicine into my mouth." We thought that his refusal was out of the aversion a patient usually has for medicine. When he improved and felt a bit better he said, to us, "Didn't I forbid you to pour medicine into my mouth?" We said, "We thought, you did so, because of the aversion one usually have for medicine." Allah's Messenger peace be upon him said, "There is none of you but will be forced to drink medicine, and I will watch you, except Al-Abbas, for he did not witness this act of yours." Narrated by Sal bin Abu Hathma. A man from the Ansar, that a number of people from his tribe went to Khaybar and dispersed, and then they found one of them murdered. They said to the people with whom the corpse had been found, "You have killed our companion." Those people said, "Neither have we killed him, nor do we know his killer." The bereaved group went to the Prophet peace be upon him and said, "O Allah's Messenger peace be upon him. We went to Khaybar and found one of us murdered." The Prophet peace be upon him said, "Let the older among you come forward and speak." Then the Prophet peace be upon him said, to them, "Bring your proof against the killer." They said, "We have no proof." The Prophet peace be upon him said, "Then they the defendants will take an oath." They said, "We do not accept the oaths of the Jews." Allah's Messenger peace be upon him did not like that the blood money of the killed one be lost without compensation, so he paid 100 camels out of the camels of zakat to the relatives of the deceased as diya, blood money. Narrated by Abu Kilaba. Once Umar bin Abdul Aziz sat on his throne in the courtyard of his house, so that the people might gather before him. Then he admitted them and, when they came in, he said, "What do you think of Al-Khazama?" They said, "We say that it is lawful to depend on Al-Khazama in Qisas, as the previous Muslim caliphs carried out Qisas depending on it." Then he said to me, "O Abu Kilaba, what do you say about it?" He let me appear before the people, and I said, "O chief of the believers, you have the chiefs of the army staff and the nobles of the Arabs. If 50 of them testified that a married man had committed illegal sexual intercourse in Damascus, but they had not seen him doing so, would you stone him?" He said, "No." I said, "If 50 of them testified that a man had committed theft in Homs, would you cut off his hand though they did not see him?" He replied, "No." I said, "By Allah, Allah's Messenger peace be upon him never killed anyone except in one of the following 3 situations: 1. A person who killed somebody unjustly, was killed, in Qisas; 2. A married person who committed illegal sexual intercourse; and 3. A man who fought against Allah and his apostle and deserted Islam, and became an apostate." Then the people said, "Didn't Anas bin Malik narrate that Allah's Messenger peace be upon him cut off the hands of the thieves, branded their eyes and then threw them in the sun?" I said, "I shall tell you the narration of Anas." Anas said, 8 persons from the tribe of Uqal came to Allah's Messenger peace be upon him and gave the pledge of allegiance for Islam, became Muslim. The climate of the place, Medina, did not suit them, so they became sick and complained about that to Allah's Messenger peace be upon him. He said to them, "Won't you go out with the shepherd of our camels and drink of the camel's milk and urine, as medicine?" They said, "Yes." So they went out and drank the camel's milk and urine, and after they became healthy, they killed the shepherd of Allah's Messenger peace be upon him, and took away all the camels. This news reached Allah's Messenger peace be upon him, so he sent men to follow their traces, and they were captured and brought to the Prophet. He then ordered to cut their hands and feet, and their eyes were branded with heated pieces of iron, and then he threw them in the sun till they died. I said, what can be worse than what those people did? They deserted Islam, committed murder and theft. Then Anbasa bin said, by Allah, I never heard a narration like this of today. I said, O Anbasa, you deny my narration? Anbasa said, no, but you have related the narration in the way it should be related. By Allah, these people are in welfare as long as the Sheikh, Abu Kilaba, is among them. I added, indeed in this event there has been a tradition set by Allah's Messenger peace be upon him. The narrator added, some Ansari people came to the Prophet peace be upon him and discussed some matters with him. A man from amongst them went out and was murdered. Those people went out after him, and behold, their companion was swimming in blood. They returned to Allah's Messenger peace be upon him and said to him, O Allah's Apostle, we have found our companion who had talked with us and gone out before us, swimming in blood, killed. Allah's Messenger peace be upon him went out and asked them, whom do you suspect or whom do you think has killed him? They said, we think that the Jews have killed him. The Prophet peace be upon him sent for the Jews and asked them, did you kill this person? They replied, no. He asked the Al-Ansars, do you agree that I let 50 Jews take an oath that they have not killed him? They said, it matters little for the Jews to kill us all, and then take false oaths. He said, then would you like to receive the diya after 50 of you have taken an oath, that the Jews have killed your man? They said, we will not take the oath. Then the Prophet peace be upon him himself paid them the diya, blood money. The narrator added, the tribe of Hudhail repudiated one of their men, for his evil conduct, in the pre-Islamic period of ignorance. Then, at a place called Al-Bayda, near Mecca, the man attacked a Yemenite family at night to steal from them, but a man from the family noticed him and struck him with his sword and killed him. The tribe of Hudhail came and captured the Yemenite and brought him to Umar during the Hajj season and said, he has killed our companion. The Yemenite said, but these people had repudiated him, means, their companion. Umar said, let 50 persons of Hudhail swear that they had not repudiated him. So 49 of them took the oath, and then a person belonging to them came from Sham, and they requested him to swear similarly, but he paid 1,000 dirhams instead of taking the oath. They called another man instead of him, and the new man shook hands with the brother of the deceased. Some people said, we and those 50 men who had taken false oaths, Al-Kazima, set out, and when they reached a place called Nakla, it started raining, so they entered a cave in the mountain, and the cave collapsed on those 50 men who took the false oath, and all of them died except the 2 persons who had shaken hands with each other. They escaped death, but a stone fell on the leg of the brother of the deceased and broke it, whereupon he survived for 1 year and then died. I further said, Abdul Malik bin Marwan sentenced a man to death in Qisas, equality in punishment, for murder, basing his judgment on Al-Kazima, but later on he regretted that judgment and ordered that the names of the 50 persons who had taken the oath, Al-Kazima, be erased from the register, and he exiled them in Sham. Narrated by Anas, a man peeped into one of the dwelling places of the Prophet. The Prophet got up and aimed a sharp-edged arrowhead, or wooden stick, at him to poke him stealthily. Narrated by Sal bin Sa'd as-Sa'di, a man peeped through a hole in the door of Allah's Messenger peace be upon him's house, and at that time, Allah's Messenger peace be upon him had a midri, an iron comb or bar, with which he was rubbing his head. So when Allah's Messenger peace be upon him saw him, he said to him, "If I had been sure that you were looking at me, through the door, I would have poked your eye with this sharp iron bar." Allah's Messenger peace be upon him added, "The asking for permission to enter has been enjoined so that one may not look unlawfully at what there is in the house without the permission of its people." Narrated by Abu Huraira. Abul Qasim said, "If any person peeps at you without your permission and you poke him with a stick and injure his eye, you will not be blamed." Narrated by Ash-Shubi. I heard Abu Juhayfa saying, I asked Ali, "Have you got any divine literature apart from the Quran?" Once he said, "Apart from what the people have," Ali replied, "By him who made the grain split, germinate, and created the soul, we have nothing except what is in the Quran and the ability, means gift of understanding Allah's book which he may endow a man with, and we have what is written in this paper." I asked, "What is written in this paper?" He replied, "Al-Aql, the regulation of Diya, about the ransom of captives, and the judgment that a Muslim should not be killed in Qisas, equality in punishment, for killing a disbeliever." Narrated by Abu Huraira. Two women from the tribe of Hudhail fought with each other, and one of them threw a stone at the other, causing her to have a miscarriage, and Allah's Messenger peace be upon him gave his verdict that the killer of the fetus should give a male or female slave, as a diya. Narrated by Hisham's father from Al-Mughira bin Shuba. Umar consulted the companions about the case of a woman's abortion, caused by somebody else. Al-Mughira said, "The Prophet peace be upon him gave the verdict that a male or female slave should be given, as a diya." Then Muhammad bin Maslama testified that he had witnessed the Prophet peace be upon him giving such a verdict. Narrated by Hisham's father. Umar asked the people, who heard the Prophet peace be upon him giving his verdict regarding abortions. Al-Mughira said, "I heard him judging that a male or female slave should be given, as a diya." Umar said, "Present a witness to testify your statement." Muhammad bin Maslama said, "I testify that the Prophet peace be upon him gave such a judgment." Narrated by Abu Huraira. Allah's Messenger peace be upon him gave a verdict regarding an aborted fetus of a woman from Bani Liyan, that the killer of the fetus should give a male or female slave, as a diya, but the woman who was required to give the slave, died, so Allah's Messenger peace be upon him gave the verdict that her inheritance be given to her children and her husband, and the diya be paid by her asaba. Narrated by Abu Huraira. Two women from Hudhail fought with each other, and one of them hit the other with a stone that killed her and what was in her womb. The relatives of the killer and the relatives of the victim submitted their case to the Prophet peace be upon him, who judged that the diya for the fetus was a male or female slave, and the diya for the killed woman was to be paid by the asaba, near relatives, of the killer. Narrated by Abdul Aziz. Anas said, "When Allah's Messenger peace be upon him arrived at Medina, Abu Talha took hold of my hand and brought me to Allah's Messenger peace be upon him and said, 'O Allah's Messenger peace be upon him. Anas is an intelligent boy, so let him serve you.' Anas added, 'So I served the Prophet peace be upon him at home and on journeys. By Allah, he never said to me for anything which I did, why have you done this like this, or, for anything which I did not do, why have you not done this like this?" Narrated by Abu Huraira. Allah's Messenger peace be upon him said, "There is no diya for persons killed by animals, or for the one who has been killed accidentally by falling into a well, or for the one killed in a mine. And 1/5 of rikaz, treasures buried before the Islamic era, is to be given to the state." Narrated by Abu Huraira. The Prophet peace be upon him said, "There is no diya for a person injured or killed by an animal, going about without somebody to control it, and similarly, there is no diya for the one who falls and dies in a well, and also the one who dies in a mine. As regards the Arikaz, buried wealth, 1/5 thereof is for the state. Narrated by Abdullah bin Amr. The Prophet peace be upon him said, whoever killed a muwahhid, a person who is granted the pledge of protection by the Muslims, shall not smell the fragrance of paradise though its fragrance can be smelt at a distance of 40 years, of traveling. Narrated by Abu Juhayfa. I asked Ali, do you have anything divine literature besides what is in the Quran? Or, as Uyayna once said, apart from what the people have, Ali said, by him who made the grain split, germinate, and created the soul, we have nothing except what is in the Quran and the ability, means gift of understanding Allah's book which he may endow a man, with and what is written in this sheet of paper. I asked, what is on this paper? He replied, the legal regulations of diya, blood money, and the ransom for releasing of the captives, and the judgment that no Muslim should be killed in qisas, equality in punishment, for killing a kafir, disbeliever. Narrated by Abu Sa'id. The Prophet peace be upon him said, do not prefer some prophets to others. Narrated by Abu Sa'id al-Khudri. A Jew whose face had been slapped, by someone, came to the Prophet peace be upon him and said, O Muhammad! A man from your Ansari companions slapped me. The Prophet peace be upon him said, call him. They called him and the Prophet peace be upon him asked him, why did you slap his face? He said, O Allah's Messenger peace be upon him. While I was passing by the Jews, I heard him saying, by him who chose Moses above all the human beings. I said, protestingly, even above Muhammad. So I became furious and slapped him. The Prophet peace be upon him said, do not give me preference to other prophets, for the people will become unconscious on the day of resurrection and I will be the first to gain conscious, and behold, I will find Moses holding one of the pillars of the throne of Allah. Then I will not know whether he has become conscious before me or he has been exempted because of his unconsciousness at the mountain during his worldly life which he received.